Creating reels and other short form videos like TikToks and YouTube Shorts is a very common part of our small business marketing these days. And if that's part of your marketing, then this episode is for you. I still see so many small business owners still trying to overcomplicate this process or try to focus on trends. It can be so hard to hit and miss and really just give us fluffy content. Fun, fluffy, but not authority building, trust building content. Yes, you might need to get over the block of talking to camera for these posts and these ideas in this podcast. Yes, you might also need to get over the block of, will anyone actually even want to hear from me? And yet, yes, you might need to remember that you are a business owner, not an influencer. So we're not going to get stuck on video views and trying to get those massive viral videos, but focus on whether we're building trust and authority through our content. We're targeting comments, messages, leads, because those matter more than views. Of course, we want views, but we're focusing on those things first. The views will come, promise. I'm Rachel Klaver, your host of Confident Content. I'm a content marketing coach who works with small business owners who know that they need to be the face of their business, and I help them do just that. Today, I'm going to help you become more confident in creating short-form videos like Reels by giving you some formats to try, 7 simple formats to try. I'd love to know which ones you give a go. So if you'd like to let me know or how you're finding the podcast in general, please do come and send me a message on confidentcontentpodcast.com. I'd love to hear from you and I'll reply back. Right, today I'm going to walk you through 7 simple reel formats that you can use to help with your content to stand out and show what you know and why people need to follow you and even work with you. Let's get working now. Just so you know, there's an episode coming up, episode 18, before we start this. That's all about how to use more I statements, how authority building. You could use some of those hooks to also work with this because it all complements each other really well. Let's just put these things together, right? All right, so we're going to start with talking about why it's a really good idea to try different formats. So some of these ones here, you might try and go, this doesn't work with me. Now, do allow yourself to try it 3 or 4 times before that happens, because sometimes it's just we're trying something new that's a bit out of our comfort zone. It makes it a lot harder. But it is really good to try different formats because you might not be doing the one that makes you feel most comfortable, and there'll be ones that you do tend to lend to. You can repeat the same formats over and over again, that's okay. But there are formats that tend to work better for customer journey, different stages of the customer journey. For example, one of the formats here is about answering questions. That's really good for authority building and trust building and helping people to see what sort of person you are, what you believe. Yeah, there's another one here that's a tutorial that fits really well with the connected stage, the how-to stage, with people who don't know you very well but want to see what you know as opposed to who you are. So there are different ones that fit better, and we're going to go through a little bit what those are. You want to make sure that your reels and your short videos are really simple. So most of these have a 3-stage process so that you can just basically follow that process and make it much easier. I like the way I said process and process. Let's just cover off the basics while we're doing this, shall we? And we're also going to look at which ones you can kind of bake through and try right away. We're not aiming for viral reels. Now, as it stands, most of us will get a viral reel just because of the way the algorithm works, probably 1 every 20. Every now and again, you'll get an account that people love. Look, I'm in my 50s. I'm not really like the person that people are going to go, wow, that's the new talent we've been looking for. So I'm not ever focusing on viral, but I can tell you I get a lot of results and get clients from my content. I think as it stands on TikTok, I've got around 2,500 followers on my marketing account. I've got another account that's got more. And I've got around 1,700 on my Instagram account. And I've got around 600, I think, subscribers to YouTube. And I'll tell you, I get sales from those avenues. It's not about having the number. Don't get stuck on that. Don't get stuck on going viral. Often when we go viral, we attract people who aren't our ideal audience. We just want to talk to our ideal audience. So focus on creating great content and stop looking at the viral number. People teaching it aren't teaching you how to be a better business owner who's marketing your business. They're teaching you how to be an influencer, which is not what we're focusing on. Rachel's rant is over. All right, let's get started and talk about an option that we can do. Here's one of the easiest ones you can do. It's called the question. And all you do is you either share the question as a text bubble. So you could create an image on Canva that has the question on it that someone might have asked you in the past. You could use a frequently asked question and have it on the screen, and then you just respond to it and answer it. And then you do a call to action asking if anyone needs clarification, if anyone else has got any questions or needs any help with it. And that's simple. So for example, one of my questions could be something like, how does your marketing strategies work? And I could say, I work with you one-on-one over 6 sessions. They're 90 minutes each session. Each one of those sessions always starts with the first session being all about me finding out everything about your business. The second session's a brand story, and then we work out the remaining 4 sessions depending on what you need to have happen to make sure we cover your priorities. And I'd love to work with you. If you'd like to ask more questions about how our marketing strategies work, let me know in the comments and I'll answer them for you. See how easy that is? That's a reel. Super easy. You can make the thing. You can either use like a Canva image and download it and add it as like a sticker, or add it as an image, or use it as a green screen. So you could write it as a green screen at the back and then show it and point. I'm pointing now. You can't see me. Lean over it and point. Or you could write it on a piece of paper, take a photo of it, and then point to it and use it as a green screen. Or you could write it on the screen with text. Anyway, it doesn't matter which way. So a question type of format is really easy. It's quite fast. It does have a little bit of need there, but it's fast. It's very easy to do, and it's high impact because it's really talking directly to your audience. Right. Another one that you can do that's really simple is doing a listicle. Listicles are really useful because listicles can help you kind of just run off a whole lot of information. This is the connected stage. So you could do something like, here's 3 ways to improve your reels tomorrow. The first one is make sure you've got great lighting. Second one is make sure that you've got your planned script, not doing what Rachel's doing right now. And 3, make sure you're using content that directly relates to your offer to make sure that it stays on brand. If you want to hear more ideas about what you can do or ask questions about this, let me know. Again, call to action. So all you could do, here's the outcome of using those things. You could say, here's 3 ways to improve your video. And then you could say, make sure you've got great lighting, make sure that you are delivering value that no one else has seen before, and make sure it directly relates to your offer. And then you could say, if you use these 3 things, you're likely to stand out and make a difference to the people that are watching. So instead of having a call to action, which you could have in the caption, you're just summarizing the work. So that's 2 different ways that you could do that listicle. The third one that you can do, which is really useful, I've got these like not in order, so I'm always nervous that I'm going to run. If you've heard my Map It Marketing podcast, you'll know that me and lists aren't good friends, and I should be no better than to start something without working out the numbers before I start. So the next one I want to talk about, there's 2 different ones here. One is called the screen tutorial. And so for this one, what's really easy to do is you literally can just grab your laptop, point your camera at it and just move around and talk through what is on the laptop, or you can have it talking to a picture and a demonstration. It's one of my favorites. I just draw something out or like a process on paper, and I just have my finger and I point to everything and talk it through and discuss it. It's really good if you've got a process you want to explain, a system, a strategy, something that's unique to the way that you work. And so you go, how to build a content funnel. And I don't know the word funnel, don't even know why I use that. So how to build a content funnel. And then you'd point to the screen, you'd say, first you need to do this, and you'd have it written down. So I would have probably drawn these out. I've got quite a lot that I've drawn out that I might reuse. So I draw it out, and then I talk through all those different things, and you just walk it through. And then you go, by the end of doing that, you'll have created a content funnel that attracts, engages, and converts your audience. While I'm on attracts, engages, and converts, by the way, little segue, or sneaky little Rachel, is I have got a free content marketing workshop all around New Zealand next year called Attract, Engage, Convert. The link of it is in my bio if you'd like to attend. If you are not from New Zealand, I will run an online version at some point, but it will be later in the year. But I'd love to see you. There are 2 scheduled for Auckland, and then there's a bunch all around New Zealand, from Whangarei to Invercargill. So I'd love to see you. Right, let's get back into it. So that's the screen tutorial. Here's another way that you can do that. You can grab something that you've done on your phone. So you might have like gone through how to book your services, how to use something on your website, how to do a particular task, how to post something on Instagram if you're doing that. Anything that you can do, set your phone to screen record, go through and do it so it's got no sound. You're just basically doing the task that you need to do. Pop it into either CapCut or pop it into your Reels thing as the video, and then add a voiceover walking through what you do. So you speak the title and show the text bubble with the title if you want to do that. Then you have that screen recording and walking through how to do it with a voiceover. This is the expert run through type of reel, and then show what happens after that. So basically walk through and then ask if they'd like to do it. So you could do it something like how to book my services. You could do how to find us on Google. You could do how to improve the lighting on your photo, how to do this cool thing in Canva, how to use our photos in Canva, how to use Pinterest to get a mood board going. Whatever it is, you can record it and then just do like an expert run through, which is a very nice, simple way of doing things. It's much easier when you're someone who's a marketer like me, because we can do heaps of little bits and pieces. It's a really effective thing to do, and it's your own voice. Even if other people are doing it, people like to hear it from you. It feels a bit different. It's a bit more organic than just having like posts that feel very generic about it. If you've got the one run through and you're giving them like a secret little additional hack, which can really help. So we've got those. Another one that's a really good one to do is the big react, which I really liked. So what you can do is you can think about a moment that a client might ask you something. So it might be something like, how do you, let's think of something that one of my clients might say. They might say something like, how do I get more opens on my emails? And then you can create a reaction of, oh my gosh, I love it when you ask me that question. And then you can answer the question and resolve it. So you can actually have it. You can either get, and this is tricky, you could either do it that you get them to verbally ask it. So I've done this where I've got them to ask, someone to ask it and had it off screen and I look like I'm being interviewed, which is quite a good way of doing it. You could put a voice on to make that voice a different voice and do that if you wanted to. Or you could just put the question up like we did before with the Q&A, where you've got like a little the question one where you just put the question there and then you can respond to it. And then you answer and you respond to it and you create it. You could, if you want to, get crazy and do one around, something that's not so good. So you could get someone like when someone asks you to do extra work over scope, and then you could do like your reaction out of it. That would also be quite funny. Or when someone asks you to show up for free. I was reading a really terrible post about someone asking someone to do that today. Someone asks you to speak for free, and then you could do your reaction, kind of to give your boundaries, can also be really good around that. So that'd be really useful. While we're looking at that as well, another thing that you can do is you can have a look at what you're doing in terms of a bit of behind the scenes, that sort of behind the scenes journey around what you're doing. So you could say something like, check out my new website, come and take a tour of my new office, come see my new planner. I've got a new planner coming out, so I might do that. And then you could show clips or bits behind the scenes of what you did, or talk through the process with people. Oh, first we did this, I wrote it out on paper, then I sent it to my designer, then we did all the proofs, and I checked all the proofs, and I sent it off, got it copy edited, and then I sent it to my publisher, and then I got the proof today. I'm so excited. Found a couple of mistakes, and now we're going to do this. So you can actually go through that process of telling people. I really like that, because hopefully you've been documenting things along the way, and then you can kind of tie it all together in a short little reel. You have to have all those things in there, but doing that, and then you can ask people to let them know what you think about it, or give you some feedback. Or you could have, I'm now at this stage where I don't know if it's the pink cover or the blue cover, which one of these do you like? And getting that feedback in there is another one that you can do. They take a bit more time, okay? So they're not an easy one to do, but the impact of those are quite high, because people like seeing that kind of behind the scenes side. Another one that's like that, which I totally bomb at, I do them every now and again, but ADHD, man, it's so tricky working these ones out, is I do the vlog. So I do these quite often when I'm running an event, but I have so many drafts of these where I forget like by 9:30. But I might do something like, I'm running an event today in Palmerston North and I'm super excited. Started the day with going and getting a coffee, couldn't find a cafe, finally found one. At this point, I discovered that the adapter's not working, so now I'm on the hunt to try and find an adapter before I start. Will I get one before I start? We're running around, and here's me. I'm taking a quick shot. Here's what I'm wearing today. Look, I look a lot better now. I've got my hair and makeup done. And then here's all the people working today. I'm taking a sneaky little peek of them. And whew, all done now. That was awesome. A vlog. It can be, if you're enjoying them, if you're methodical, it's a really useful way to document. I love watching vlogs, But you just basically record little bits of content and then you mute it all and then you speak over it. And one thing that I recommend with this is that's kind of what I do. But what I might do is, instead of just saying, and this is what I did, which is quite boring, what I might do is say something like, imagine that whole process I've just said, me getting up, getting ready, going, getting coffee, setting everything up and all those sort of things, and having a discover that adaptive being a problem that actually did happen, and then going and seeing it. So I might do it like this. I might say something like, people often ask why I turn up so early to events. Even if I get up early and I go get my coffee and get dressed and I'm all ready to go, so often there might be something that happens that's fairly unexpected, and I want to make sure I'm still happy and calm when I go. Like today, when I discovered that I'd left my adapter at home and I had to have another one, otherwise there were going to be no screens. Luckily, because I turned up early, I got it sorted, and it meant that I could relax and enjoy my time with everyone who was there. They got a good experience, I got a great experience, and it was a real reminder to me to always turn up early. So I didn't actually talk about all the different things I did in there. I kind of referred to them, but I'm actually talking about a story or sharing it. So you can do that with a vlog. That makes it a bit more interesting then. And I just did this, just can get a little bit bored. All right, I've got one. I think I've got all of them. Oh no, I think I've done them all. I had done them all. Those are all of them. 7 different topics. I'm pretty sure I've got 7. Should have counted them off, but I didn't. So I'd love to know, are you going to try any of them? Are you going to try the expert run through, the big react, the screen tutorial, the listicle, the personal brand story with the green screen talking about what you've been doing and sharing your journey about what you're doing in new products, the daily vlog, or the question? Which one are you going to try? You're going to try all of them? Give one of them a go. See how it works. I'd love to find out. And for those of you that are enjoying the content or want to have some ideas around what you'd like to cover, let me know on confidentcontentpodcast.com. Why did I choose a name that I cannot say? And if you are New Zealand based, come and have a look at my content marketing workshops. It's called Attract, Engage, Convert. It's the content which I've been doing throughout New Zealand. I've just rebranded it with a cooler name and a cooler bit of art, not done by me, to make it more stand out. I'm super excited about running these. First kick off in February 2024, and the last one I think is in late October, early November. So it's all the way through the year. So come along to one of them. If you can't make one close to you, well, come fly and see me. Lots of other people do. It's heaps of fun. I'll be nice to you if I know you're out of town. And have a great week. I'll be with you next week using part 3 of our work with Julie, my client. It's my 3rd live coaching session with her for this podcast, and we're talking about how to market your generational lead magnet. So tune in for that, and otherwise have a great week.